He grew up in what was once known as the Pale of Settlement. Like much of Ukraine, Zelensky's hometown of Kryvyi Rih is located in the only region of the Russian Empire where Jews were permitted to live. The area, known as the Pale of Settlement, was formed in the late 18th and early 19th centuries after the Russian government barred Jews from living elsewhere under its supervision. Pogroms, or organized attacks against Jewish communities, originated in the Pale of Settlement and terrorized the Jews living there for generations. As with most Ukrainian Jews, the Holocaust is part of his story. Zelensky has said that his great-grandfather and 3 of his grandfather's brothers died as a result of the Nazi invasion of Ukrainian territory. His grandfather and his grandfather's brothers took up arms against the Nazis in the Red Army. His grandfather was the only one to survive. He did not specify whether they died in combat or in the extended massacre of more than 1 million Ukrainian Jews that the Nazis carried out, often with local collaboration. His grandmother, he has said, survived because she left Kryvyi Rih for Kazakhstan. Almost all of the Jews who remained were murdered. A Holocaust memorial not far from his parents' home in Kryvyi Rih was defaced in January 2020. He says being Jewish is a small part of his identity. Zelensky rarely discusses his Jewish identity publicly, and by all accounts it did not form a prominent part of his campaign, even for his detractors. Asked about his Jewishness by the French Jewish philosopher Bernard-Henri Lévy in early 2019, Zelensky declined to explore it at length. Lévy wrote when the interview appeared in the French newspaper Le Point. "The fact that I am Jewish barely makes 20 in my long list of faults," he told Lévy. He has credited his Jewish parents with giving him his moral compass. Zelensky's father, Oleksandr, is a mathematician who heads a university computer science department. His mother Rima was an engineer for many years. He said in a 2018 interview, shortly before officially running for president, that because of them, he is unable to accept lies. "I always react painfully to lies," he said. "This is the main feature that my parents gave me." He has many personal ties to Israel. Zelensky has said he has relatives who moved to Israel in the 1990s, during the wave of Jewish emigration from the newly dissolved Soviet Union. He has also conducted business there as an actor and comedian, and performed in venues throughout the country. As Ukrainian president, he has visited just once, for the Holocaust commemoration shortly before the COVID-19 pandemic began. "I know Israel," he said in the Times of Israel interview. "I know people there." He got a scholarship to study in Israel but didn't go. In a 2018 interview with a friend from the entertainment industry, he described scoring so high on an international English exam that he had an opportunity after high school to study in Israel. Most of his classmates took advantage of the option. He named one woman specifically who moved to Israel, but he did not, saying that his father prohibited him from moving. He studied law in Ukraine instead. His most prominent acting role foreshadowed his presidency. On the political satire TV show, Servant of the People, Zelensky played a history teacher so outraged by government corruption that he runs for president, and stuns the country and himself by winning. Produced by Zelensky's company, the show aired on Ukrainian television from 2015 to 2019, its final episode launching just weeks before Zelensky was himself elected president. He voiced Paddington in the Ukrainian dubbed versions of the Paddington movies. A clip about the movie's dubbing shows the soon-to-be president giving his voice to a delightful cuddly CGI bear. At one point, Zelensky makes the sounds generated when Paddington sticks electric toothbrushes up his nose. The Paddington books were inspired by Jewish children who took refuge in England during World War II. He has unconventional piano skills. One piece of his comedy team's shtick was to pound the keys with their pants at their ankles and their hands in the air, leaving little room for guessing how the music was getting made. One of their standbys, the Jewish classic, Hava Nagila. He likes dogs, working out and shawarma. Zelensky's pre-presidency Instagram account reflects his passions from before he was responsible for representing Ukraine on the world stage. He frequently posted workout selfies, which continued at a less frequent pace after he became president. He also posted pictures of his dogs Peter and Nora. And shortly after taking office, he posted a picture of himself eating a shawarma sandwich, writing, "When you have a busy schedule, shawarma can be the solution. For those in power, I recommend it."